Welcome to Jay Sankey's Weird World of Magic, where nothing is as it seems. I found this key the other day lying on the sidewalk, and I've been fiddling with it. Yes, fiddling. And it looks ordinary, but there's something weird ass about it. In fact, I think some troubled urban guru wizard changed something into this key. I think in a past life it might have been a chameleon. Yes, a chameleon. And I'll show you what I mean. Look, I take the key, okay, and I get some change. I've got some change down here. And I grab one of the coins. Let's see what we'll use here. Let's go with a quarter. I take the quarter and I put it in the hand with the key. Listen. The key actually transforms to match the quarter. What the? I developed this unique vanish many years ago. And these days my life's very busy as a dad and as a teacher on YouTube and performing and at gigs and all this stuff. But back in the day, I had nothing but time. And so what I would do then is I'd just pick up like a never-ending series of objects and really explore them, really look at them. And each object, whether it's a coin or a paperclip or a pen cap or maybe a glass eye from a very upset older gentleman, maybe you want to relax a little bit, sir. All these items have different properties, different shapes, different appeals, different weights. And you know, in magic, and particularly in sleight of hand coin magic and different kinds of sort of ordinary object magic, it's interesting to turn objects and to look at them and try to experience them and see how they look. What sort of inherent deceptive qualities do they have? That's the cool thing. I mean, the human mind, everybody's mind is a bit different, but there are these underlying principles of optics and audio and how we process information and the series of information. All these details come into play even in the most simple, basic sort of moment of magic. And so with this, the real thing here with this vanish that makes it very unique, unlike a paperclip, unlike a coin, unlike a deck of cards, is for starters, all those other items I mentioned, paperclip, coin, deck of cards, they're all uniform, they're balanced. There's another word for it, centric, balanced. But here, anyway, I'm sure you know what I mean. Here, the key is unique shape. The tip is nothing like the other end. One side is nothing like the other side. So there are many inherent principles in this. And one of the things you want to do in a coin vanish, I find, is if there's as little action as possible, as little movement of the fingers, there's an inherent credibility. It looks like you're doing nothing, which increases people's belief in what you're doing. So, a key, the head of the key is so heavy that if you loosen your grip just enough, the key with a little motion will fall down behind the fingers. My fingers don't move, my thumb doesn't move, nothing moves, okay? Now, by itself, if I were to just tip my hand, I find it definitely takes some practice to know how to loosen that grip. And basically what you're using here is the inherent properties of the key on the planet Earth, add gravity, and with a little twist of the hand, the key will pivot right out of sight behind the fingers, okay? No action, so I love that. So here, I can show the key very fairly, okay? You don't want to lock off your hand stiffly, because as soon as you got this, here's the key, there's this sense of you are preparing to do something suspicious. Here's the key. But if you handle the key loosely, and only as you're apparently putting in the other hand, do the fingers now come together in a natural way, you have this really nice flow. Now, how did I change the key into a coin? Well, all I had was a quarter. I had a quarter already in finger palm. So the key here, apparently taken in the other hand, but actually the quarter's there. And I always do, as I tell all my students, I always like to do a little bit of motion. Move the thumb, move the fingers, just a little bit, not too much, or people think you're having a stroke, okay? Or that, you have some sort of itching disease. So in the hand, little just to pull focus, and my hand went into my pocket. And of course, when it went into my pocket, all I did is leave the key behind and came out with a bunch of change. Now, you could, if you want, try to force the quarter of the group, okay? You could say, okay, let's use one of the coins, and you could use the 6-4, so you could have people process elimination, pick up 2, put one aside, all that stuff. And I understand how that adds a level of magic because they got to choose the quarter. However, I am here to tell you, my friends, You ask people a minute later and all they'll say is he took one of the coins out of his hand and it changed into it. I think it's not a real, I don't think it's worth the time or the focus. You just put the key in the hand. The idea, here's where a little acting comes in, my friends, where you say, look, boom, let's use one of the coins. I'll tell you what, we'll use the penny. Actually, no, let's use the quarter here. Okay, so this notion that it could have been anyone, you just acted out. Then you take this, or you could even hand it to somebody. Get them involved, always good. Drop it in your hand, and do not, as I say time and again on this channel, do not underestimate the power of this simple transformation. They hear the key, because they're not thinking the key is going to change into the quarter or anything. The only thought they might have when you put it in the hand is, you know, magicians are always being tricky. Is the key still in the hand? And they hear, okay, there it is. You put only one coin obviously in. They hear, of course, there's the key now. And then when you open your hand and show now that the key has changed into the quarter, it's a beautiful transformation. And where I've used this in the past and where I really like it is now you're totally set up for a 2-coin trick. I love it as a segue item. You're totally set up as a 2-coin trick. You could even have borrowed the key, change it into one of the coins, and now the key's in my pocket. Later on, I can ring it back in at the very end and change the quarter back into their key. Or use the key to break into their home. It's a really versatile technique. I mean, think about it. You could use it to change a key into a ring, change a key into a matchbox, a toothpick, pretty much anything. Change it to a thumb tip and reveal the art of magic. Say, oh my God, look, it's a thumb tip, everybody. Who's got a silk? Thank you so much for watching. As always, please smash the like button there. For those of you who are interested in that next level stuff, the gimmicks and gear and all that stuff, coin magic and sleight of hand stuff and all that stuff, definitely check out my merch site, SankyMagic.com, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe because I have another crazy video coming soon.